Welcome to the Stacked Supplement Podcast, the premier source for supplement news and reviews.
We are back with another episode of the Stack Supplement Podcast. We take you through some of the biggest stories shared on the website over the past 7 days. We actually have a lot to cover, so we're going to kick things off straight away, starting with a story that we shared that is pretty interesting, pretty exciting for us. Basically, what we introduced, or what we're introducing this year, is something called the Stacked Supplement Expo Awards. Now, what these are is if you're a long-time follower of us, you'll already know what we do when it comes to expos. Basically, we attend all of the big ones, or we try and attend all the big ones, both in the US and internationally, and we share anything exciting, anything new, anything big from the events, and it is very common to see that kind of stuff, which is why we do it. We've done it for I don't even know how many years. It's been quite a few. And this year, basically, we've come up with custom-built awards for the expos. We've seen it in other industries and other expos as well, so we thought it would be a cool thing to do to give back to the exhibitors and the companies that put an effort in at these shows. Basically, we have 4 awards. We'll be giving them out at hopefully each of the expos we attend. We're not entirely sure. We can confirm that we'll be doing them at the Arnold in Columbus in a couple of weeks, and at FIBO in Germany, which is easily the biggest show for the year for us. And yeah, so the 4 categories are best new product. So anything anyone's kind of released that's new, or at least considered new if they launched it the couple of weeks before, and they've brought it to the show, that will count. Also, the next one is best tasting product, and that's not necessarily new, so that could be anything that tastes damn good at the show will have the chance of taking this award home. We also have best booth, so it's basically what it sounds like. The best booth at the show will take that award home, and that ties into, I guess, size, how good it looks, interaction, experience. There's plenty of brands, especially at the Arnold, that do things different and do things big, and so I feel like it's going to be a good award to give out. And the last award we have is called the People's Choice Award. Now, this one's a little different to the others. The others are judged by us when we're at the show. The People's Choice will be basically judged when we share stories and we share the announcements from the expo. We'll be gauging based on interaction and attention and how many people look and how many views and all that, how many impressions it get and expands. We'll be basing the results from those posts on who gets the People's Choice Award. So it'll be a number of factors, but basically the decision is out of our hands. It'll come up to, I guess, what story shared from the expo gets the most attention, and the brand behind that will get the award, essentially. We'll be bringing these custom-made awards to the events, and we'll be handing them out personally. Like I said, for now we just plan to do it the Arnold and FIBO, which is in early April, essentially just like a month or so after the Arnold. We have plenty of other shows we'll be attending, and the Olympia will definitely be doing this stuff for, but we'll wait and see. Hopefully it goes well, and we look forward to handing those out. Moving on from our announcement, we've got actually pretty much big news from Ghost all over the show. We've shared stories here and there since the start of the year about what they've got coming, but that list of what the brand has coming has now grown pretty damn big. Basically, Ghost started a couple years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago, I think. And they're essentially one of the original lifestyle brands. And this year they've dropped just a lot of teasers and a lot of hints about what they have coming. And this past week we kind of saw an increase in that. They have a gaming formula coming soon, or a focused nootropic formula, which we're definitely excited about. And over the past 7 days, they also confirmed that they have a new powdered fat burner called Ghost Burn, which will contain 3 grams of carnitine. We're not sure what their dose is, if it's based on a serving or 2. We'll obviously have details on that when we get, when the product gets closer to launch. But Ghost Burn is actually being put together for Australia and New Zealand, so it's not it's not something you're going to see everywhere, but the brand has said that it will be making a limited amount of Ghost Burn available in the US. They also announced a new flavor for their protein powder Ghost Whey with coconut ice cream, and that'll be coming out this summer. And they also confirmed that their collabs that they did in previous years with Christian Guzman and Max Tuning, they will be doing some more for 2019. They haven't kind of confirmed what the flavors are, or they haven't really said what they'll look like or anything like that, but they are coming back. So it will essentially be, I believe it'll be the third special edition Christian Guzman flavor, and it'll be the second for Max Tuning, as he only did his first one last year. Either way, it's pretty much huge for Ghost by the sounds of things this coming year. They've lined up more, I guess they've confirmed more new supplements coming soon than I think we've ever seen before. Typically we get like a news of like 2 or 3. This time we got a whole bunch of things confirmed, and now it's just a wait and see for when they come out. But it's going to be a big year. They were a runner-up brand of the year for 2018 as well as 2017. So they're setting themselves up for big. The brand always delivers, and so we're excited to see what they bring. Next on the show, we actually have this is an interesting piece of news from Redcon One. They were the brand of the year last year, and then the year before that for us, and so they've also been hitting it pretty hard over the past few weeks since the start of 2018, and they've also confirmed a lot of exciting stuff for 2019. And so basically what they've confirmed this week is that they're launching a vegan-friendly protein called Green Beret. Now, that's really all they've said at the moment, that it's a vegan protein. They haven't said what's in it. I do believe it had 30 servings, and it'll be coming in a strawberry flavor. Obviously, we imagine there'll be more flavors, but the more important details that will be yet to confirm will, of course, be macros and the nutrition profile. The macros and the ingredients. Protein source is obviously a big deal when it comes to proteins, especially vegan protein. So it'll be interesting to see what they come up with. This is a new area of the industry for them. They've already got 3 proteins, I believe, with Isotope, their whey isolate, Ration, their whey blend, and then you've got actually they got 4. They got MRE, which is their meal formula, and then you got MRE Light, which is their version of MRE without the carbs and fat, mostly just the signature protein blend. It'll be cool to see what they've got there. They've also actually got their cereal protein bar that we reviewed a beta sample of last year, still coming. They're still on the way, and so like Ghost, they've got a lot of exciting stuff coming in the first few months of the year. We'll be excited to see what they bring. So next on the show, we actually have the man behind Inspired, who is the brand responsible for the legendary pre-workout Devastate, with the man Chris Waldrum, and he's here to actually talk about a new version of Devastate that's in the works and coming very soon.
So first off, thank you, Shane, Stack3d, for letting me come on the show. I do appreciate your time and for the extremely kind words. You guys are renowned for being just extremely honest and at the top echelons of the entire industry when it pertains to any kind of things with brand recognition, reviews, etc. So thank you guys for having me on the show. Now, to get to the new Devastate, in the fashion of Inspired, we always look to progress with everything we do. And with that being said, it means that everything we put out isn't the best that we could do. So we learn from our mistakes, whether it's learning the synergy between different ingredients, whether it's stimulants like we added dynamine with the phenethyl-dimethylamine, or flavors. If you remember the original White Cut, as a great formula, we had the exotic stimulants in there, but it tasted like absolute dog crap. So this Devastate is kind of taking that fashion and building on the foundation that we have. So it's going to be extremely strong. The flavors, I would say, are substantially better than anything we've done in the past for various reasons. But we're excited. I mean, the past, you can imagine the present.
So I mean, what kind of with the Devastates, I've always kind of seen a shift in balance of effects, if you know what I mean. Like some products will deliver, like the White Diamond, I believe it was, or I think it was the one before that one. You had just a very even balance, I felt, and then with the later versions, you got higher energy, higher focus. but the performance was still, top of the range. With the new one, have you kind of focused on the same thing, or is it still heavy on energy and stuff like that?
Yeah, so if you go back to like 2013, 2014, pre-workouts usually focused on one category or one area, and that was energy, is pumps, or maybe even just performance or something. So with Devastate, we wanted to have a balance, and we were really interested in adding some sort of a nootropic or kind of a dopamine type effect to it, other than just massive dose of caffeine. And then obviously the citrulline, beta-alanine, betaine, taurine, which is now renounced in the entire industry, that we have this kind of base formula to build off of. So with that, we wanted to be bringing something that wasn't just like, hey, this is a massive dose of citrulline like we've done in the past, because I think that's extremely worn out. We want to have a synergistic formula of different pump ingredients that all work together, whether it's increasing vasodilation, arginase inhibitor, cell hydration, and then also have a very high impact stimulant, nootropic, euphoric kind of formula to it. And with that, if you go too high on the caffeine, it's also going to be a vasoconstrictor. So we did take back the caffeine. We have a little bit different ratios of some of the other ingredients inside there, but we really focused on the three categories with your vasodilation, arginase suppression, and cell hydration to offer that full body pump. Because you need to have everything. You can't have a massive dose of agmatine without something to go with it to increase the vasodilation.
So it's going to be, just like the previous ones, an all-around pre-workout, which, like it's what we come to expect from Devastate. Just the best experiences. In saying that, do you guys have, like a non-stim or plans for a non-stim coming up, or is it going to purely be, Devastate's the all-in-one solution for you guys?
No, great question. We've had a formula called FSU for quite some time. And the only reason we haven't launched it was because the flavoring is extremely complex, probably over-engineered. And the flavoring, we just could not nail it. I mean, this was back, I want to say, a year and a half ago. We were going to use this massive dose of Pico 2. But that, in conjunction with the other ingredients in there, just had this kind of horrible palatability. So we do have a non-stim, and it might be because this new Devastate is coming out is so stacked in the pump market that we might just remove the stimulants in that, put a couple other things maybe for a nootropic or mind muscle effect, and then roll with it because it's worked so well for myself and then everybody else we sent it to. So yeah, I mean, everybody's into cutting out stimulants and letting your adrenal receptors, have a little bit of time to recharge.
Yeah, so I know a lot of brands sort of like to stack them, make products stackable, just, to split things up, to make it a better experience. Is that going to be the case with your one? Are you still going to be able to, even though Devastate's going to be a pretty complete pre-workout, are you going to be able to mix other stuff together with it from your line?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the new Devastate BBD is kind of going to be that all-in-one. It's not going to be over-engineered, and it's not going to be obscenely expensive like some of the other ingredients or other formulas out there. But it is going to be all-inclusive, where you do get that strong CNS effect, and then also the massive pump and endurance effect. But with the stimulant-free FSU, or if we just do a Devastate non-stim, it'd be stackable with like our Ember, which is a pretty strong thermogenic fat burner. So yeah, we don't want to have too many like redundancies in there. And you see a lot of brands that will have like this redundant ingredient. So if you take too much of one, and it might even cancel out another ingredient in another formula. So we do want to have it stackable with just about anything, really versatile.
So, you guys already have a lot of products lined up in terms coming soon. You've got the Legend, which is dropping next week, I believe, and then you have your protein powder following soon after. So when can we expect, or at least start hearing about the new Devastate?
So we plan to launch the new Devastate near the beginning of the second quarter. And that's going to be kind of another, like if you see our January, February, and March, it's crazy stacked. Second quarter is going to be just as stacked. So it should be around the first or second week of April then.
Is it because you guys already have, a growing presence internationally? I see in Australia, you've got you even have a version of Devastate for that part of the world. Is that going to be the case for the new one, or is it going to sort of be, limited to certain places?
Yeah, I mean, this isn't going to be sold anywhere outside the U.S. border, and we did this on purpose. We wanted to have a balls to the wall one. We didn't have anything to, make us more reserved when we formulated this. So we have Australia formula. We're going to have a Canadian formula. We're going to have one for Europe, but that's going to be white diamond, or BBD, Big Black Devastate. That's going to be exclusive to the U.S. And so, with that being said, you can imagine, we didn't hold back.
Nice. Okay, awesome. Well, we look forward to it, and hope to have you back on the show sometime soon.
Absolutely, man. I have the greatest respect for you guys at Stack. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
We move further along in the show to a big news from the Black and Red brand that we hadn't heard much over the past few months from, but they have got a lot of exciting stuff, a lot of big news for 2019, and that brand is ProSubs. Basically, in the last week, they kind of dropped announcements that they had changed their logo, and they changed their website. Well, they tweaked their logo, sorry, and that more excitement was coming soon. And then it wasn't too long after that, we shared that post about the site and the logo, that we got news on their first new product, at least their first new product unveiled for the year, with Dr. Jekyll. Now, Dr. Jekyll is a long-running pre-workout for ProSubs, and it's always kind of been a stimulant product, which is different from a lot of brands, as they already had their Hyde pre-workout, which also had stims. So they kind of had two stim pre-workouts on the market for quite some time. They've now decided to make Jekyll a stimulant-free product, but by no means is that are they cutting anything short. The product is loaded with ingredients for performance, focus, and they even got pumps in there. It's a very unique, or at least comprehensive, stimulant pre-workout as far as you can go. And apparently this isn't even the end of it. This is just kind of the start. Again, they haven't really confirmed much about what else they have coming. Jekyll's really the only one we've seen details on, which you can check out, the full nutrition profile, full list of ingredients on our website. Just search Jekyll. But yeah, they've got more coming. We don't know what it is. We've heard some exciting things. And this is meant to be the kind of the start of how things roll. I believe the quote actually from the founder of ProSubs, TJ, was that they have drops of epic proportions for 2019. Now again, they do say drops, so that means there's more than one. So Jekyll isn't alone, and they're saying for the year. So they're making it sound like it's going to be a jam-packed year. So we're going to finish off the show with a story from, it's actually a review we did this week from Got7. Now, if you haven't heard of Got7, it's a brand that we're extremely fond of here at Stacked. It's a European brand based in Germany, and they essentially, in our minds, are the kings of protein snacks, functional food. They put together just, incredible products. We met them a number of years ago. The guy, the owner, was actually just walking past handing out chips, and earlier in the day, and then we just decided to go and check out the stand, and man, we were blown away with their products. And we've just followed them ever since, and they just have non-stop delivered. I mean, their chips are probably their biggest, one of the biggest products, but the product we reviewed this past week was actually quite special. So for Christmas last year, Got7 actually put together an advent calendar, special edition, limited time only, could only get in Germany. You weren't going to be able to ship this thing. It was I think it was like a meter tall. It was huge. Each in the advent calendar, each window was kind of packed with a protein snack, not a small, as you can imagine, at a meter tall. That thing had some pretty big snacks. And what we found out, a lot of people found out after they started opening the calendar, was it was actually filled with snacks that hadn't been released. It included new flavors of chips, both of which were quite delicious, but it also included some entirely new things that weren't just new flavors. In that advent calendar is a product called Mini Choc, and we actually got to review that one. We shared the review this past week after we got our hands on it. It's amazing. I mean, the product is it's not don't think of it as a protein bar. It's more of like a low sugar treat, but it's essentially, I would say, a thumb size bar, maybe a little bit longer. that's just intended to be delicious with a little bit of protein, as less sugar as possible, and tastes amazing. And damn, they deliver. This thing tastes like a damn candy bar. There's two flavors. The chocolate coconut, which tastes like a damn Bounty bar if you ever had one of those, and then there's caramel toffee, which tastes like a damn Mars bar. Like, the consistency in these, in the chocolate, as well as the the flavors that you get in the middle of them all, are just, God. You can, if you had wrapped it in a candy wrapper and said it had a whole bunch of sugar, I would have believed you. But the thing is, it's just amazing, the bar, this one, and it kind of reminds me a lot of the because I have another product called the Bahia Bar, which is it's much like a Kit Kat. Same goals again, a little bit of protein, as low sugar as possible, and so this kind of fits in, like, these snacks that are reminiscent of major candy bars, and they're just amazing, and it's very hard to believe when you see the amount of sugar and that they have in these and how good they actually taste. It's a very nice treat. They work as a great treat, when you just want something without the sugar. But we'll obviously actually have the other snacks that were in the advent calendar, which we will probably be reviewing between now and the Arnold. We won't have much time, but we'll try and get as many of the good ones out, because the advent calendar was actually packed with a lot of good surprises. For now, that's the show. We look forward to seeing you guys again next week with some more wrap-ups of the week. No doubt there'll be some more excitement to share, but you can catch our podcast, as always, on all of the major platforms, Spotify, iTunes, and SoundCloud. Thank you.